Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Lori Farfaglia, host of the Arts and Entertainment Showcase here on Lakefront TV. Today I am in Leesburg at the Melon Patch Theater, home of the Melon Patch Players, and joining me is the director and the choreographer of the upcoming show, Nunsense 2.
Nunsense 2, the second coming.
Nunsense 2, the second coming. So tell me about Nunsense 2.
Well, Nunsense 2 is a sequel to the original Nunsense, but it does stand alone. You don't have to have seen Nunsense to understand it. And even in the show, at the very beginning of it, they do a recap of what happened in the original show, because it's the same 5 nuns from Nunsense that are coming back this time around to do a thank you program for all the appreciation, for all the support that they had the first time around at their original benefit. And the Nunsense shows are really set up as benefits. The nuns are really putting on a song and dance show for you, and it's nuns acting silly, mostly is what this show is all about. It's a fun family comedy. There's nothing at all offensive in it at all. But the nuns are putting on a variety show to thank everybody for the support. What happened in the first one was that Sister Julia, their cook, Sister Julia, child of God, cooked some vichyssoise soup, and most of the nuns in the convent died instantly of botulism.
Okay.
So the Reverend Mother had a vision that she should sell greeting cards with nuns on them doing strange things. And they earned enough money to bury all but 4 of the nuns. And the other 4 they stuck in the freezer and had nowhere to put them and no money to bury them. So they put on the first Nunsense, which was the variety show, to raise the money to bury those 4 sisters that were in the freezer.
Okay.
All right. Now, one of the nuns, who they call Sister Amnesia, didn't remember who she was until the very end of the first Nunsense, when she got hit on the head again, and suddenly she remembered that she was on her way to be a country western star, and her name was Sister Mary Paul, and lo and behold, the Reverend Mother remembered that that was the name of the nun who had won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. So suddenly, they're in the money. Right, so they can bury the 4 sisters that are still in the freezer, and now this show takes place about 2 weeks later when they've buried the sisters and are putting on a thank you benefit to thank all of the people who helped with their support. So really, plot-wise, the shows are musical reviews. They're song and dance shows. There is a plot that strings through. In this one, it's all about Sister Amnesia, Mary Paul, the country western singing nun, and the Franciscans come to take her away. And this is all about whether she really is a Franciscan nun or she belongs to the Order of the Sisters of Little Hoboken. And I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, but it's a lot of fun and a lot of comedy. So it's a lot of song and dance. And that's why I have my choreographer, Sally Gage, here with me, because she has spent a lot of hours with these women teaching them the dance steps.
Now, Sally, as many times as I have been to the Melon Patch, I have never interviewed you.
Right.
So tell me your history, because I know you've been here for a while.
Yes, this is probably my 26th show to choreograph here, and most of them have been with John.
She does all my shows.
Yeah, very happily and proudly. I'm originally from Orlando, and when I grew up, I started teaching at the studio over there where I studied. Before I left Orlando, it was for the grand opening of Disney World. So I'll age myself there. I was an assistant to the choreographer and also a dancer at the grand opening, so that was fun. And then I spent 4 years in New York City choreographing and teaching and performing. Then I spent 7 years teaching in Haiti. And I am happily now starting my 18th year as the ballet teacher down the street from here at the Leesburg Dance Center. And if I go on and on, you'll stop me. But I love this place. We're like a family. All of the people in the show I have worked with before. And I'd like to mention that the one who plays the youngest nun was also a ballet student of mine. So it's kind of, she just graduated from high school, so now it's nice to have her back working with her too. So I just love what I do.
Good. So is it a large cast for Nunsense?
No, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I just came off Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which had 35 people in the cast and probably about 8 people backstage, and that was a technical nightmare.
Wow.
This is 5 nuns and 2 people backstage. So it's a much, much smaller show. It's a much more manageable show, which is hard for the nuns because they're on stage almost the entire show.
Oh, okay.
So they have a lot to do. So it's been a little bit strenuous on them because usually when you do a big musical with 35 people, you know, okay, we're here tonight and I won't see you again for 3 or 4 days until you come to rehearsal again. These people are here every night doing this. So they put in a lot of work on this.
Now, is this one of the shows you actually picked for the Melon Patch?
Yes.
Yes.
Our play reading committee does play reading all year long, and then they could sit down and they figure out what shows they want to present. And this was a show that they thought would be good for right now. It's a nice, happy piece of fluff. I hate to say that, but it is. I mean, they're really not trying to give any messages or anything.
We just needed a happy play.
It's a come, have fun, laugh, watch the nuns act silly, and have a good time. And that's what the show is all about, is having a good time.
Now, do you prefer choreographing for smaller groups or the bigger plays that you've done here?
I love it all,
You love
but
it all.
I'm very much like John. If we have come out of a huge show like Whorehouse was, it's very nice now to come back and just have them. There was a lot of dancing. A lot of the songs needed me for this, so that's great fun. But it is nice to be working with a small cast too. But I like the big ones too when we do it.
We say that Sally teaches the town folk how to dance because she's used to teaching the students at the dance school, and suddenly she has people like me and other people who have 2 left feet, and she's doing her best to make us move and look good. And she does a wonderful job at it, which is why I keep asking her back.
And I'm so glad he does.
Well, I'm glad we finally got to interview you.
Thank you so much.
Now, when you're getting your show together and you knew that this was one of the shows you wanted to do, did you already have people in mind that you wanted to play the nuns, or did you kind of...
When you're doing community theater like we do, this tends to be almost like a family. The same people come and audition over and over again, and we all, it's a close-knit little group. So when you have a show with auditions coming up, I kind of had in mind who, okay, Kelly would be good for this, Gail would be good for this, but you don't really cast it until you see who shows up in auditions. But I also invite people, you know, just to make sure I have enough people at auditions. Like, auditions are coming, I'd like to see you there. So you, in the back of your mind, you have an idea of who of all your friends, who of all the people you know could play the parts. But then again, you never know who's going to walk in an audition. And if they blow you away, they blow you away, and you cast them.
Good.
Now, I've been doing this for a long time, so I think casting is one of my strong points, because I'm one that I like to have people in the right places, you know, everyone in their place doing what they should be doing. And you know, they laugh at me because I typecast, but that's the easiest way to go about it. And I like to surround myself with people like Sally who'll go that extra mile and make me look good. Because, you know, it's my name that goes on it as director, but my job really is to get myself a good team together and make sure that team all works cohesively to put together a show that I approve of. You know, I'm more of a producer kind of sort of, you know, I'm the bottom line. They all have to make me happy, but they all work very hard to do it, and I love them all. My musical director is Linda Charlton, and she is a trained concert pianist, and she's been playing with us for a long time also. She's my regular musical director accompanist. So I have my team that always comes in and puts together these shows. I've been at the Melon Patch for 25 years, so I've got a lot of contacts, and I've probably directed about 23 shows during that time. So I've been around for a while.
Tell me when the play airs.
All right, we open August 16th and we run for 3 weekends, which makes us close on September 1st. We are Friday and Saturday nights at 8 o'clock, Sunday afternoons at 2, except for the third weekend. On that Saturday, we don't do an evening performance, we do a matinee, because we find that a lot of our people would prefer to come to matinees, so we add an extra matinee at the end. The price is $18 at the door. Actually, the price is $18. It doesn't matter whether you make advanced reservations or not. And students are $9, and that doesn't necessarily have to be youngster students. If you are a senior citizen and you're going to Lake Sumter Community College, you show us your student ID, $9 for you also.
Good to know. And what is the website or the phone number? Do you know this?
The website is melonpatch.org. And that will give us all of the information that we have. Our season, which you see behind us here, and it'll give you all the information about auditions and anything else that's happening at the Melon Patch.
Okay, great. Thank you both for joining me.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Thank you.
Next week, St. Helens, Mount St. Helens, has the honor of hosting the Interfaith Musical Society of Hoboken. And in recognition of a very generous donation from Ishi Shawaz, Sushi, and Subaru, they have decided, the society has decided that they will present the popular Japanese musical, The Mikado.
Oh, Reverend Mother, it's the Mikado. Mikado, Reverend Mother.
Thank you, Hubert.
Don't mention it.
So, what we would like to see is if you all come to the show, please go and enjoy their bar and buy a car. I made that one up myself. Oh. Oh, but now, let us not talk anymore about their show. Our show is in dedication of all of you for all the support that you have given us. And let us now, before we begin the program, bow our heads and thank the Lord for this opportunity to thank you. Sister Mary Bernstein, if you please.
Welcome back. Joining me now are three of the nuns from Nunsense, Liz, Gail, and Sarah. So tell me, what are the nuns doing in Nunsense?
What are they?
All right,
Mother go
all
first.
right. Being the wonderful person that I am to help everybody as the Mother Superior, and she does. She loves people, but she always helps people. And when she doesn't have finances, she'll end up putting a show on. You know, it's like little kids. So she'll put a show on, and which is what they're doing, and which they did back 5 years ago when we did the first Nunsense. So that's what's going on here this evening. We expect a huge audience, and we all have acts planned, and everything goes awry. Nothing works the way it's supposed to in all of our different scenes.
That's true.
I heard a rumor that you were the original superior in the last Nunsense that was done here 5 years ago.
Yes, I did have that privilege, and I say that because, in my opinion, I think the Nunsense shows, I think there's about 4, but anyway, they, I think they're so brilliantly done, and they bring so much into anyone who not only has been a Catholic, but the humor is there for everyone. And it's not that much different. She gave a show 5 years ago, too. That's what we were doing 5 years ago, had a fundraiser, and everything went awry. But the fact of doing it again is a real joy for me. It really is, because I had so much fun. And one of the nuns, Lainey, who isn't here right at the moment, is back in the show also.
His sister Robert Ann.
Yes, Sister Robert Ann. And now there are 2 more on the vision. So, and also working with John is a very big plus of why I wanted to do it. I love working with him as a director, first of all, and I find he just makes everybody feel so comfortable and so at home. And he just sits and he watches and he watches. But I know that when he speaks, it's because that's what he wants. A lot of directors will say, well, you've done theater, so you can get up and do it. You know what you're doing. And that's not true. It's not true, because I have a vision, but it's my character's vision. It's not 5 or 6 other people. So it makes a difference. So it's a lot of fun doing it still.
Now, Sarah, I know you're the youngest.
Yes.
So is this your first time at Melon Patch?
This is actually my second show at Melon Patch. My first was She Loves Me back in December, and it's been a joy to work with everyone. And this is my first show that I've had a heavier role, but it's not ensemble, it's not a lead role, and it's a small cast, so we all bond in our own special way, which I love. And we get close during the show, and we we form special little relationships, and it's been an experience that I haven't been used to before, but I love it. So.
Now, Liz, I know that you've been in other shows before, because I've interviewed you before. So, what do you like about being a nun in this show?
What's not to love about being a nun? Well, what I absolutely love about this show, first of all, it's written it's so funny. It's just so funny. And like Sarah said, there's only 5 of us in the cast. We have to work together. And we've managed to do that by having fun on stage and backstage and helping each other so much, because we're always on stage together, there's so much to learn. You have a million lines, you have a million songs, and we kind of help each other through it all. And it's just so much fun. And there are moments where we can't stop laughing. And luckily, that's how the show is anyway. So we're able to goof off just a little bit, not too much, but it is just so much fun to work with them. And Sarah's an absolute joy to work with, and Gail never stops from making me laugh. It's just ridiculous. So much fun. And then Lainey and Kelly are just so much fun. It's really been a pleasure to work with these 4 women. And I've one other time done a show where it's all women, and I did 9 down at Moonlight Theater with one man. And that experience of just being with that many women was incredibly special. But to do it with a smaller group, it really is something that you won't ever forget. And that's nice.
Well, thank you all for joining me. We're going to take another look at a little bit of the play.
Sounds good.
Thank you very, very, very much. And you know, I got to tell you that our sisters, since the last benefit, have been itching to get back up on stage. Oh, and you can't imagine what it was like. Tell them, what do we...
Well, they couldn't wait to get back on stage. That's what they couldn't do. Right,
Well,
Reverend Mother?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
They couldn't wait to get back on stage, which is why Reverend Mother had a great idea. Well, she says. However, I think it was my idea for everyone to get back on stage and do another benefit show. Because remember, Reverend Mother, when we were talking?
well, no, this
and
is not true.
I
The
said, well,
point-
we should do another show. And
No, the point is that I was the one, when the nuns, they just wanted so badly to get back up here on stage, that I suggested that we do another opening for another benefit.
yes, correct me, Reverend Mother. I think it was I who suggested that we do the benefit. And, all right.
The point is, I did, we are here.
So
And
there
you
you
go.
are, yes.
Oh, so what is next now?
Well, that's why I suggested that we prepare an explanation to keep you up to date, and that's what we're going to do right now.
All right. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but we will... You going to take over this?
Okay, I'm going to prepare an explanation for you. Are you ready, girls?
Oh, my God.
6 weeks ago, our cook, Sister Julia, Child of God, made some vichyssoise soup, and 52 of our sisters died instantly of botulism. The Reverend Mother prayed for guidance and had a vision of either St. Catherine of Siena or St. Thomas Aquinas in drag. She still hasn't figured out which. Anyway, she was told to make greeting cards to raise money for the burials, which she did, but then she spent part of the money on a VCR for the convent, and so we had to put on a show to raise money for the rest of the burials. Now, the 8th graders were using the stage at the time for their musical production of Grease, which Reverend Mother thought was Vaseline. But we couldn't wait because we had to put the last 4 dead sisters in the convent freezer, and if the health inspector came snooping around, it would have been curtains for all of us. Well, just before the end of the show, Sister Amnesia, who Reverend Mother had hoped would turn out to be a Franciscan, remembered that she was on her way to Nashville to become a country singer when she felt this calling. She decided not to become a big star and became unimportant like the rest of us. She said her name was Sister Mary Paul. Suddenly, the Reverend Mother remembered that Mary Paul was the name of the nun who had won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes and who no one could find. Sister Amnesia had saved the day, and we were rich. And that's all there was to it.
Well, I guess there is nothing else to say, except winning is just the beginning. There is no end in sight when you're winning.
That's true. The Lord indeed works in a mysterious way, sending us amnesia who in turn saved the day. Winning is just the beginning. No wonder we're happy and spinning by keeping the prize when we vow to be poor. With all this money, we can help the poor even more. Winning is just the beginning. No wonder we're happy
your show. Stop. Should be there now. Stop. This could be your start. Stop. Oh my God.
Thousands of limits of sky. We're in the money. Party or study. We're in the money and we're flying.
Isn't this exciting being on stage?
So exciting.
Reverend Mother, are you going to tell them about when you were a star?
Oh, yeah. You remember when you were a star? Oh, tell them about when you were
Oh
a
my
star.
God! Yes.
Yes. You're going to love this. I like this story.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a talent scout in our audience this evening. This is so exciting. And everybody, why don't we just give him a warm welcome wherever he is? Huh? Where are you? Oh, please stand up. Oh, I know. You just want to remain anonymous. Oh, yes, dear. Well, as we used to say in the circus when I was a star, on with the show.
Oh, isn't this great?
Star This is so exciting.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned once that your father was on stage. What did he do?
Well, my father was once on stage. Somebody once took his hat, threw it on the stage, and he had to get up and get it.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I played Hamlet, the Great Dane?
I played a Pekingese once. Here, hold this.
What is this? Oh, what is it, dear?
I'm breaking an egg.
Why?
Because it's good luck.
It's break a leg amnesia. You break a leg for good luck. Not an egg.
Oh, don't be me. You break a leg so you can get in the cast.
It kind of works.
Oh, why couldn't she have been a Franciscan?
Okay, everybody. Sit up straight. Eyes forward. Pay attention. I have a question for you. What is the next best thing to heaven? Anybody? The next best thing to heaven is bingo!